Hey everyone, want to share a couple things with you that I've learned recently about radon, and it's because I have a listing that we've gone through and done some radon testing. And radon's interesting because it gets a little scary. A lot of people got out of the video. Anyway, a lot of people worry about radon. It is a radioactive material. It's comes from the decay of uranium. And it's interesting, as I've learned about radon, it has a half-life of like 4 days. And so the radioactivity of radon essentially dissipates. It's essentially gone with, after 4 days. But it's always occurring because it's coming from the decay of uranium and thorium and some other things that are very plentiful in the earth. And so it's constantly occurring. And so in a home, now this home that we're in, we've got this home listed in Heber City, and it's an old home built in the early 1900s. And so there's a few things that cause the radon to actually tend to be higher. In fact, a couple of the contractors told me that in the Heber Valley, radon typically is around 12 to 15, what do they call it, becquerels per liter. And so in this home, we actually tested it last August, and it was only like 1.2 picoria. I got to look that word up again. I can't remember exactly how you pronounce it, but it was only 1.2 per liter, and so we didn't think there was a problem. However, it was retested about 2 weeks ago, and since then the home doesn't have air conditioning, and so the windows were closed, it's locked up, it's vacant, and so the test at 1.2 we didn't think it was a problem. A couple weeks ago, the furnace had been kicked on to keep the taps, the water from freezing in the home, and so it came back just over 9. And even though radon is heavier than air, and so it'll typically stay in the basement, and this home just has a bit of a basement here. You've got the furnace water heater, you got a slab, concrete slab, but most of it's crawl space. And so typically your radon's going to stay down here until you have a furnace or a air conditioning kick on, or people living in the home moving about. If they're going into the basement up and down, sometimes you'll get a basement like this that'll have a laundry, and so people will go up and down, even though that might be the only thing in the basement, but that stirs the radon up enough so it'll go throughout the house. And so you want a mitigation system. You want to be able to get that radon out of the house, and so it's not continually there because of the radioactivity of the radon. In a new home, a concrete floor will act as a barrier for the radon, and so all you need to do is suck that radon out of the house. In an older home like this, especially, you can see right here, you can see part of the foundation here is concrete, but then a large part of it is this sandstone. And so the sandstone, the radon will come through the sandstone, and then you can see back here is the crawl space. So a large portion of this home is crawl space. So that has a dirt floor back there, and so the radon will come up through the floor as well as through the walls, the foundation walls where the sandstone is. So let me just tell you what I've learned about the remediation or abatement of the radon. And a couple interesting things is we got a couple quotes to do this remediation, and there's quite a disparity in the prices. So you want to get with a couple, a few different quotes from contractors, and both of them that we have said, yeah, we'll do it, and then we'll test it, make sure it's below the 4 picocuries that the EPA recommends it be before you have to do a remediation. And so both of them seem good, but there was quite a price difference in the prices that we got on this. But what they do is they come in and they're going to take a 9 or 10 mil visqueen, and they're going to put it all over the dirt floor, back in the crawl space, everywhere, up over the sandstone in the foundation, and then they'll just drill a hole in this concrete, and they will have they'll put pipes back through these areas, and they will put a vacuum, a small vacuum. It's not going to be real strong to suck that visqueen to it, but it'll just be a constant vacuum that will suck that radon, any radon gases through any of those pipes and into a central area and have it vented out of the house. It has to be vented out, up, and up above the roof line of the house. And so it's a bit of a job to get it done, but you want to be able to show that you know, you've corrected the problem, and especially in an older home like this, like I said, typically you're going to have some higher radon levels. Be careful, like I said, if the home's vacant and it's during the summer, you don't have air conditioning, you don't have any movement in the home, it could test really well, but as soon as there's some movement in the home, as soon as there is the furnace turned on, it could test a lot higher. So anyway, beware. If you have any questions, I've learned a ton about radon, and I thought I knew quite a bit when I had some clients over the years buying new homes, and if they put in a radon mitigation system in a new home, it's slick. They just do it as they're building, as they pour the slab, they leave a hole out, they can put the pump or the vacuum in there, have all the pipes underneath the slab, and so they're able to suck that out, put the venting in and everything, and it's really easy. But if you have an older home, it's an existing home, has a dirt floor in the crawl space or in the basement, then there's a lot more risk and more work to it. So anyway, if you have a question, give me a call. Happy to help you. Send you some contractors. I've worked or talked to quite a few contractors here recently, and help you resolve any problems, whether you're buying or selling property. Anyway, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you later.